Hello, my lovelies. Today we are doing a braided bun, but we are going to make it soft and pretty, and then we're gonna just decorate the heck out of it. So I'm calling today's bun the Emma because I have many Emmas. At least 5, I think. I think 5 of you are Emmas. So woot, I figured, hey, you guys know I like to name my styles after the ladies. So yeah, we are going to need one regular ponytail holder. So I'm going to use one of these. I have been asked recently because the ones that I've always found are L brand. They are usually these tiger striped ones, right? But I can't find them anymore. They're not available on Ulta or Amazon any longer, so they've discontinued. But they are still out there. If you just Google search Lycra nylon spandex ponytail holders, you will find them. They are still there, and I have encouraged you guys to start buying these because, as you can see, there are no seams. So unlike the normal style, which I used to have something, the normal style that have these break right where they glue them, and nobody uses the metal ones because they rip your hair out. These, and this one was washed, so you see these are from the same batch. You see how big this one is and how little this one is? You can wash and dry these and they go back to shape. Think of it as like compression shorts. You know, they may stretch out if you wear them a little bit, but you wash them and they go back to being nice and skinny for you to wear into your dresses. Yeah, so I'm going to use this one even though it's a little stretched out because it's easier to hide than the stripey one. But yeah, I highly recommend these bands for you guys because they're just the gentlest on hair. The little skitty ones I get from H&M, and all mine need washed. They're the ones I use for the ends of braids. So, made out of the same material though. Any hoodles, enough of that. Let's get started. So yeah, we need a ponytail holder, we need some pins, and we need a clear hair tie for the ends of braids. You guys know me. We actually need 2 clear hair ties. We're gonna make 2 braids. This looks like one large braided bun, but it is actually 2. This will also help disperse the weight of hair. You guys know I like those. So the first thing we need to do, there was an edit because I dropped everything because I'm awesome. Any hoodles, the first thing we need to do is separate our hair. So I'm going to do mine with the braid on this side because it's closest to you, but you can do it the other direction. It's whatever you want, you guys. Let me get everything back so I can get my part better. So we are going to part our hair basically in half, but we're going to do it crookedly. So I'm going to start, try to get my bangs out of the way, over here. So where the arch of my eyebrow is, basically. I'm going to start there, and then I'm just going to swoop down behind my ear, like so. Ding, ding, ding. And this is the part that we are going to Dutch braid. And then this will be the part that we ponytail. So we're going to go ahead and ponytail this part. We'll just brush this part out of the way because it's going to take the most time. And this section we're going to pony an English braid and make a bun. Nice and simple. This we do first. We'll just get it all nice and out of the way so we don't have to worry about it. So let me pony and braid and bun this section, and then we'll get to this section. All right, alrighty. So we ponied, we English braided, we made a bun. Why do it this way? Why not just do one Dutch braid and wrap it around? Okay, 2 reasons. 1, like I said, dispersion. It feels better. It's more comfortable. 2, this is kind of a trick for some of my fine-haired girls. At least 2 of my Emmas are fine-haired. So, the thing is, when you have a ponytail, holder at the base of a bun, a lot of the times it will slip less because it just is like an extra anchor. Braided buns are also particularly good for fine hair because there's just more weaving, allows the pins to hold more. Also, fine-haired ladies, don't forget to hairspray your pins. It helps a lot. Also, a little bit of dry shampoo will give your hair more grip for braiding. All right, so this next part, we're going to do a Dutch braid, and then we're going to fatten that braid and make it nice and soft, which makes it soft and pretty, but also makes it look thicker. Again, fine-haired ladies. Now, a lot of you will say, oh, my hair won't stay. Ladies, you can use hairspray. You can. Now, the thing with hairspray is that if it's your first day after a wash and you use hairspray and you have 3 or 4 more days to go, when you go to brush out that hairspray, you get where the hairspray is dried, it gets kind of gross. You guys know what I mean. So if you're going to do a hairstyle that requires a lot of hairspray, go ahead and wash your hair the next day. If it's a special occasion or something. I don't use hairspray a lot because I don't need to. I'm going to go ahead and start braiding, guys, because I'm just sitting here talking to you. I don't use hairspray often because I don't need to. Except for my bangs, which are sometimes problematic, as you all have seen. And I use hairspray on my bangs and I don't care. I can just wash my bangs in the sink if they get crusty or gross. But my hair will mostly stay without it. If you find that you need to use hairspray or other products, then use hairspray or other products. It's not like you use them every single day, but if you're going someplace nice, or you want your hair just to look nice for whatever reason you want, use it. Use it. I don't know what happened that all of a sudden hairspray is the devil. Hairspray isn't the devil. Sure, it has alcohol in it. Sure, it can get, it can dry your hair out with overuse. But like anything, moderation, guys, just moderation. It's not, I lived through the 80s. Do you know how much hairspray I used on my hair? My hair still looks fine. So, anyways, we are going to Dutch braid. And I want it to go this way, so I'm trying to braid it that way. We know when it comes to directional, for me, myself, and I, sometimes this works great and sometimes it does not. But yes, so we're just Dutch braiding. I'm going from the part and just braiding. You guys know how to Dutch braid. If you don't know how to Dutch braid, I have a video for that. Look for the French braid breakdown video. Let go. Yeah, because it will go over all of your hand holds and everything beautifully. So let me get this Dutch braided. I'm going to get this braided. I will return and then we'll fluff it and we'll finish this up and decorate it. Okay, back in a second. Alrighty, we're Dutch braided and it went better than I expected. So we do have our braid on the side where I wanted it. And some of you are going to go, oh, there's a nice hard part though. I don't know how I like that. You guys, you little face. I have plans. Anywho, so we need to fatten this up. The key to fattening up a braid is not to take the entire section. It is just to take the outside bits. As in, like, especially up here where it's nice and tiny, we want that to be fatter. So I always start at the top, move my way down, and then move my way back up. So as you see, I just take a little from the sides. I'm going to pull up from the bottom. What do they call it? Pancaking? Is that what they've started to call this? So I start from the top, I work my way down, and then I work my way back up. Why? Because, I don't know, it seems to work best that way, but as you can see, I mean, I'm just taking the outside sections and give it a little jiggle. Little jiggle. Now, of course, it's going to pancake much easier down here on our length because there's just more hair. This is where all the rest of our hair was added. And I'm going to pancake about that much. I should be able to be okay with the rest. So now I'm going to try and make it uniform all the way up so it looks like our hair is the same thickness all the way up. especially here up top where everybody can see it. We want this to be nice and fat if we can help it. There we go. That doesn't look too bad from what I can tell from the side of my own head. Okay, that seems okay. Now, you may have to pancake more. You do you, boo. So, we're going to wrap this around our other bun, in case you didn't figure that out. But there is one little slightly tricky section. So we want to go around, and we want to go around the outside, and we want this nice thick on the outside. So, just put your fingers right here for now. Go around your bun. Grasp this edge. Make sure we're all nice and lovely. Yay! And then you can go around the rest of the way. But try to keep the fat part of your braid on the outside. So as I go around, I'm going to tuck this up under the outside. Because we want the big fat part. Now you see we're back over here. This has to go underneath that braid. Just get your fingers up under there. Get that tail end. It just looks nicer, and that way it looks like something magical. We replicate magic here, even if we don't actually do it. All right, that feels good, but I'm going to just double check and make sure it's doing what I want it to do. It is. Excellent, although I do see some ends sticking up, but I'll get those. All right, I'm going to pin. I'll be back right after we're pinned. For all intents and purposes, we're done. As in, we have our braid. It beautifully goes along the outside, wraps around the other bun. Ta-da! If you do not like this part, which we covered a portion of it with our bun anyway, there are a couple things you can do. You can simply move this bun. Mine's off to the side. For me, it looks better balanced, but you can just move it right up against the line, and then your bun should cover almost all of the part except for this up here. If it still really bothers you, shove some flowers in it. I'm not doing flowers today, but as you can see, you can just put some flowers and it'll cover the part. This makes a nice little place if you would like to add some flowers. I'm doing sparkles because, like any kid with a new toy, I like them. So, sparkles. So all I'm going to do is pin some of these lovely U-pins. These are the ones that look like little daisies. They got pearls and rhinestones. And every place there is a crossover. I'm just going to slide these in because I think it's pretty, and it dresses it up even a little bit more, which is always nice. It will also help if you have difficulties. It'll also add some extra structure because you will have extra pins in your hair. So I'm just going to do these around the perimeter. So I'm going to cut away again, just for the simple fact that you guys don't need to see this. This is fairly self-explanatory, so I'm going to finish that up. And we'll be back for the final reveal. Alrighty, we're done. We're decorated. So that's what it looks like. This one's slipping. There you go. Sparkly, classy, still soft. And if some of you are going, a braided bun is not soft. At least not if it's not messily braided. Sure it is. Why not? If you need extra softness, welcome to your breakage. Which I always have some right around here. Just pull it out. Pull it out, soften it up. If you're like me, you've got it everywhere. There, you've softness. I do though, you guys. There's always a little breakage around the hairline because we wear our hair up. There, soft. Any hoodles. Yeah, no, we've got a big, soft, fluffy braid. There's nothing wrong with that. You guys know it's hard for me to do like messy. It is against every fiber of my being. So this is still put together. I think it is still soft. You have bangs. There's softness around our face. There's a lot of sparkle. It's a big floofy braid. It's a pretty bun, but we're contained because I like being contained, at least my hair. And we have a little bit of exuberance in our prettiness. This would be a pretty wedding style. And here's the big thing. I know it's your wedding day, and I know you want to be as beautiful as you can possibly be. For some of you, that means you're going to wear your hair down, which, go for it. You want to wear your hair down? Go for it. For some of you, you feel better with your hair all up because you just feel better. So you can do this. There's nothing that says you can't wear your hair all up. The other thing is also might depend on where you live. I know many of us, at least me, always dreamt their wedding day would be like all these beautiful curls and it would look beautiful all day. But now, granted, I got married in a lawyer's office and I had short hair at the time, so, none of my dreams came to fruition. But I can tell you that if you are getting married in the summer and you live in a humid climate, it's the cold. The curls aren't going to stay. Your gorgeous, awesome wedding hairstyle will hopefully, especially if you take your pictures before the wedding or right after you get married and before the reception, your hair might still be okay, but it might not be. And wearing a complete updo like this, even at the end of your reception, when you are drunk if you drink, if you don't drink, well, sweaty from dancing, all the excitement, 8 million people giving you hugs and kisses and everything, your hair will still look great. So any pictures from later in the night, you'll still look fantastic. It's just something to think about, ladies. Just something to think about. Or if you're doing your hair yourself, maybe between your wedding and your reception, you could throw this up because you see, this doesn't take a long time and you will have a bridesmaid to help you put the pins in so you can get them in faster. It's an idea. It's an idea. Anyways, I'm going to shut up now. I hope you all like the Emma. We'll see. We'll see if you do. This one I think will be a good one for you guys to send things in. You guys like the braided buns a lot. So, but it's nice. Just that little bit of trickery makes it look like it's extra fancy to me. You just gotta thread it under so you get this nice uninterrupted line. So, yeah, I look forward to pictures, ladies. Alrighty, I will see you tomorrow with Skyrim. Until then, have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.